Hey everyone, welcome to another Ragnarok M classic video. Today I will show my ignored defense progress in my Royal Guard instant/build. I already share my 100% ignore def guide in my previous videos, but of course, we already have the legend instances now, so we need to reach 160% ignore defense. So I'm planning to pump my ignore defense to at least 150%, and I will share my current ignore defense sources and my plan to achieve my goal. I will also compare the damage difference of a low ignore defense build and a decent amount of ignore defense build. So, if you're interested and you also want to improve your damage to legend instances, please watch this till the end. But before we start, I just want to share the sponsor of today's video. Are you struggling to make Zeny like me? Or maybe you're just ready to dominate the game. LD Shop got your back. You can achieve that on a cheaper price. Established by a big and trustworthy brand, LD is a name known across the gaming world for projects like LD Player Emulator and LD Cloud Phone. LD Shop brings the same power and reliability straight to your game top-ups. And the best part, you can top up for your favorite games like Ragnarok M Classic with a huge 23% discount. Plus, if you use my special link in the description, you'll unlock an extra 10% and 5% discount coupon just for being awesome. Topping up is super easy. No personal info needed. Just copy your in-game ID, paste it in, and boom, within 5 minutes, your goods are in your inbox. That's it. I have 129% ignore defense without any food and skill buffs, and I think I can push it up to 150% with food and some tweaks on my build. But first, let me share the sources of my ignore defense stats. The first one is the Ancient Cape. It provides 15% ignore defense. And then the next is the Munich Star card. It also provides 15%. And then an additional 10% from my weapon enchantment. I have Morale 2 enchantment here. Morale 2 in weapon is pretty common, so I think it's not that hard to get this enchantment. Next is 5% for my face headwear, and then another 3% from the Andre Star card. We also have a passive skill called Spear Thrust, which gives another 10% ignore defense. And then, if you have Watchdog Pet, you can use it for an extra 5% more ignore defense. Next is from the Guild Blessing. I'm prioritizing the ignore defense blessing, so I have 15% ignore defense here. For my handbook, there's some cards that provide small amount of ignore defense when unlocked or deposited, but right now, I don't have any of those. The next source is the equipment memories. I have 3 memories that have 2% ignore defense, so it provides me a total of 6%. But I will change the other memories to ignore defense as well once I got enough stones. I saved 100 stones and I finally finished it, so I can change them soon. The next one is the ignore defense nodes from the Aesir Monument. It has 5 nodes, so we can get 5% ignore defense here. And then another 20% from the Maple Yzma card. I don't have to equip another Minoris card here, so I can equip Maple card and can still activate the Insight Deposit effect of Minoris card from Handbook. So I get a total of 40% ignore defense using the combination of Maple, Yzma card, and Minoris Deposit. This is possible because I have Drake Star card and the 4% damage to large monster from equipment memory. This is the reason why I saved 100 stones to change the third line of my max level Sakurai memory. We can get 30% damage to large from Drake Star card, and then 20% damage to large from Cavalry Mastery skill. So we need this third line effect to activate the Insight effect without inlaying a Minoris card in our weapon. So that's all of the sources of my current ignore defense stat. I can pump it to 150 after changing some memory stats and using headgear that provides huge ignore defense or getting morale enchantment on my armor. But for now, let's just test our current ignore defense. Before we do some test, let's use some food buffs to boost our ignore defense even further. I will use 6 original seafood buff since it gives 2.5% ignore defense each. Of course, the will tree juice and satisfied feast is better, but I will just use it for now as substitute for my sacre memory stats that are still not changed. Here's my current ignore defense without using the Maple Isma card. This is my standard build using Drake Star and Minorus card, and I will compare it later in my ignore defense build, which is the Drake Star and Maple Isma card. Our target on this test is the Legend difficulty Thanatos Runemaster. Let's test my standard build first. My damage is around 933,000. Let's try using Magnum Break. So my maximum damage using my standard build is around 1,050,000. Now let's change the Minorus card to Maple Isma card to pump our ignore defense. Now I have 144% ignore defense. We sacrificed our 25% damage to large boost in exchange for extra 20% ignore defense. Let's see if it's worth it. My damage became 1,202,000. So despite losing 25% damage to large monster, it still managed to outdamage my standard Drake Star plus Minorus card set. The damage difference is 150,000, which is huge since this is Thanatos Runemaster Legend. So I think this test proves that the ignore defense is very important in Legend instances. So if we want to deal more damage using Insta-Slash, we need to pump our ignore defense to at least 150 to 160%. Anyway, that's it for this video. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you, and see you on the next one.